park baseball is a strategy game, right? It's not about your stick skills. It's not about how quickly you can press a button. It's all about, can you build a team? And when we say build a team, we really mean that.
Big day in the baseball video game, sim, whatever you want to call it, world. It's a big day for me. So first off, congratulations to Out of the Park Baseball 25 on their launch day. Wow. We are going to run their 1,000 sims and get their season predictions right after we show you what OOTP 25 is all about.
One of the longest-running sports gaming franchises on the planet celebrates its 25th anniversary. Out of the Park Baseball, the most realistic and challenging OOTP ever. Updated 2024 database and rosters for MLB and the complete minor leagues, the KBO in Korea, UK, and the Netherlands. Improved 3D action on the field, including great visual filters. And for the first time ever, an official partnership with the Baseball Hall of Fame. And of course, compete with tens of thousands of avid baseball fans online. Legends of the past come alive. Out of the Park Baseball 25 is here. Play what the pros play. Available March 15, 2024.
Love it. Love it. Getting lots in the chat. Elephant says, love OTP. Patrick, I've always wanted to try this out. All right, well, today's your lucky day, okay? The 25th anniversary edition of the beloved PC baseball strategy game, which is licensed by MLB and the PA. You got all the teams, all the names, all time. It launches worldwide today. So happy Out of the Park Baseball Day. So you can get this game by either buying it direct from otpdevelopments.com or on stream. And just for 1 week, today through next week on Thursday, there is a 30% discount. So retail price is $49.99. You can get the whole game for $34.99. Take over any franchise. You'll never have more detail and specificity. And somehow they keep coming up with more ways to be even more detailed. We'll get to that, okay? We'll have a special guest on that coming up in a little bit. Let's run some simulations and see what the Out of the Park baseball machine spits out for the 2024 season, okay? I'm just going to run through everything that they drew up from divisions through the World Series and would like to get your thoughts, okay? So they run 1,000 sims, and your AL East champion is the Baltimore Orioles. Your AL Central champion is the Minnesota Twins. The AL West champion is the Houston Astros. NL East champion, the Braves. They have the Cubs taking the Central, Dodgers out West, and wild cards. The 3 wild cards they have after 1,000 sims, the most likely teams to make the wild card are the Mariners, the Yankees, and the Guardians. In the National League, they have the Phillies, the Padres, and the New York Metropolitans. So first, before I then give you their playoff predictions, let's try to clear up Kratz's face and problem.
I love this is how I'm going to write my predictions this year. I'm just going to follow Out of the Park.
There goes the over/under on the Mets and Cubs then.
Right?
That.
This is cool for me. I don't think the Cubs are going to win the NL Central. I think it's going to be the Reds. I don't think the Mets are going to be making the playoffs, and I'm going to leave the Guardians for everyone else to talk about. But I don't think the Mets are making the playoffs. I do agree that the Padres have a shot. They're not the best. I think the Giants are going to be in that spot. I think the Phillies are going to take the Braves. But I do agree the Dodgers are going to win the West. So that's my cold hard lock. Dodgers winning the West.
No, you have to talk about the Guardians.
Okay. My boy Stephen Vogt owes me a huge bottle and house if they make the playoffs this year, okay? He's going to buy me a house. Because that would be wild if they make the play. maybe we here at FT have not given the Guardians enough time spent on them, but we're giving them the amount of time that they spent in their offseason going after like some type of upgrades to this roster, like something, like upgrade your minor leagues, something like trade Class A. I'm sure the Brewers could use a Class A right now. Like I'm not sure what they're doing out there, but you know what? Out of the Park was right a lot last year, so I need to run my own simulations through Out of the Park.
Yeah.
Patrick said, I think the Guardians are at least third behind the Twins and Tigers. I would agree with that. The Guardians also had some bad news with Gavin Williams. I don't think he's going to start the season out right in the rotation. I think so. I think there's an elbow issue. He's going to be super pissed at me if there's not. Imagine if you're one of the players that watches or listens to this show and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, he's ticketed for the IL.
That is a position that I do not fear for the Guardians.
That's fine.
Closer and starting rotation. They always find guys. They find value. Their algorithm is spot on. I have seen the algorithm. It is awesome for starting pitching. And then they go outside of the organization to get their relievers.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of these. I'm like, you guys said it best.
They're not going to hit. Guardians aren't making the playoffs.
I don't see that either.
Aaron Judge might have more homers than their whole outfield.
That's funny. The Phillies, I don't see making it. I just said it just to get your reaction. No, they're a pretty good squad. Yeah, I mean Padres second wild card.
You don't have beef? I got lots of beef, but
watch out.
I mean, the Guardians was the one I really wanted to pick on. I'm like, no, sorry. And then the NL wild card. The NL wild card is going to be kind of crazy. So,
nobody's wrong because guess what? None of the games started, so they could be right. Could get a couple pickups, acquisitions. You never know.
Thing that I like about Out of the Park simulations is it's not just, okay, we're just going to plug in the WAR, we're going to plug in this, and here it is. They're not going through and saying, well, this team, they have no shot. This team, I like that they have, because it's not going to be the favorites. It's not going to be the top whatever, the top 12 strongest teams that we think right now are going to make the playoffs. There's always the Diamondbacks type of teams. There's always the Ranger type of teams. They don't always win the World Series and play against each other, but nobody had either of those teams doing what they did. To me, I really like on this, I like the Mariners. I like the fact that the Mariners are, and I'm kind of piggybacking on all that Scotty's told me about the Mariners, and I've watched them for a while. DePoto's going to make a trade at the trade deadline, whether or not it helps him or not. And if you're talking, we've had 3 guests on now that think Julio Rodriguez is going to be an MVP. You're strong up the middle, and your rotation and bullpen are fuego. Why not?
Their pitching is going to be really good.
All right, you ready for the playoffs?
Playoffs. Let's do it.
This one's going to sting, okay?
Not really.
Because I agree. I do like a lot of the picks. I'm on the same page, but I have some bones to pick, like I said. So I'll continue that, and I'm going to keep picking on the Guardians.
Remember, it's over how many simulations? 1,000?
1,000 sims, okay? Which is, I only run it through my head once. They run it 1,000 times, and they're smarter than me. And they've had a lot of accuracy in the past. They have the Cleveland Guardians over the Baltimore Orioles in the AL wildcard round.
Ouch.
I'm going to say that again. Guardians beating the Orioles. What's wrong with my ear?
It's an ear day.
My ear.
You're good.
There we go. The Mariners over the Yankees. The Cubs over the Mets. The Phillies over the Padres. That's your NL wild card after I just mentioned the AL wild card. Now let's get to the division series. They have the Astros over the Guardians and the Twins over the Mariners. The National League side, Braves Dodgers.
Boring.
National League is the boring one, but it's probably true.
But Astros Twins, ALCS?
I was going to say I was going to say Mariners over the Twins. But I go, man, it's so hard because you don't know. Astros are always going to be in the mix. What'd you say?
I said that's why we're talking about it. You don't know. That's what's fun about it. It's not hard. It's easy. This is super easy. I'm not wrong today.
Don't do
see
that
how
again.
I did that?
Braves, Dodgers, perfect. Astros are going to be in it.
Okay.
Just from playing against them all the time. They always find a way to win.
And they added Hader. Rotation might not be the same this year, but I mean, I do think that Verlander will.
Jose Abreu is going to have a great year.
Right. You've always got your boy Abreu.
Yeah.
Jordan's MVP according to Kratz. So then they have the Astros beating the Twins in the ALCS, the Braves beating the Dodgers in the NLCS, and you've got yourselves a little World Series rematch from a few years back.
Phillies, Yankees.
They have winning. Who do you think they have winning?
Braves.
Todd?
I'm going to say the Braves as well.
They do. They have the Braves beating the Astros. So for all billion people that said just end the season now, Dodgers are winning a title because they spend and no one else does, Out of the Park disagrees. They do not have the Dodgers making it to the World Series. Braves over the Astros. There you go. And one other note, and then we'll bring in a little guest on this because I thought you'd like this. So in those 1,000 simulations, there are 4 teams that never won a World Series when you put all of the numbers, all of the players and their projections into the Out of the Park simulation system, and they ran it 1,000 times. There are 4 teams that never won a World Series, and there are 5 teams that won the World Series exactly once. And we are going to play that trivia game right now. Wow. Ready? Give me the 4 teams that never won the World Series in 1,000 simulations.
All right, we'll go one by one. So Kratz doesn't blurt out 5 in a row like he always does in class when he was younger. All right, my first one is going to be. Can I go first?
Yeah.
Or are we waiting?
Knock them out. No, you can just throw the teams out there because I feel like this should be easy on this one. But
I would say the Rockies are one.
There's one.
Kratz.
A's.
2. I see. I helped them out there.
Good job.
Marlins.
Really?
No.
They won a World Series.
Thank you, Todd.
You're talking on
so
the
here,
on
there's
the,
2
on
levels
the,
here, okay?
On here.
Let me re-rack. There's
I
2
know
levels.
they won a World Series, but this is on the simulation.
Oh yeah, this isn't a history test.
No, it's on the simulation.
On the simulation.
Yeah, I would say Marlins.
Just for this year.
Did they get the
4
one then?
teams that
did they get one or did they more than one?
I'm not going to tell you yet because that's the next layer. But first of the teams that never won a World Series in 1,000 sims. So far, you guys got 2 out of 3. Okay. You're wrong on the Marlins, but you nailed it on which ones did you say?
I'm pissed.
Rockies and A's?
Yeah. So now I get to go again.
Yep.
White Sox.
Nailed it.
Man.
One more
I'm
team.
2-1.
Nationals.
Good job.
All
right. So you filled your plate there. And now, next layer here and last layer. There are 5 teams that won the World Series just one time out of 1,000 simulations. 5 teams. And I'll give you a hint, actually. The Marlins are not on that list.
Wow.
They won more than once. Look at that Yuri Perez rotation go.
Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh Pirates are 1.
Kratz.
And some people who had Craig said Padres in the chat. No, Padres won more than once, especially with the Cease edition.
Kratz, do you have one?
Got 4 more to go. Only won one time. This is tough, okay? I think there's like 1 or 2 that you can probably get, and then there's going to be 1 or 2 that you're
Angels.
Like,
I was going to say
Angels are in there. Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, you figure, right? Kratz with the math. They weren't on the I didn't win at all. So you give them 1, right?
My turn?
Yeah, we got 3 left.
I would say Tampa Bay.
No.
Come on.
They're too good, Todd.
No, they're not that good. Kansas City.
That is a 3rd.
Detroit.
That is a 4th.
Oh,
you got hot. Wait,
sorry, I was just rambling.
You got a Costanza. Walk out. Don't.
No,
because the last one's tough. Maybe it's not tough. I don't know.
I got to see other teams that are in. Oh, okay. Red Sox. Ah,
They actually won more than once.
Kratz, go ahead, man. I'm trying to find more teams. I'm trying to look up what other teams there are.
And Teal said, "Can we see the results?" Yes, we'll post a link to show the results.
Brewers.
Actually, ask our guests about that.
Brewers.
Nope, not the Brewers, but heating up. You're heating up. You're very, very hot.
St.
in the
Louis?
range. Cardinals.
Wow.
I was staying in the Central. I didn't know
Yep.
if out of the
That's-
park with haters or not.
No, that's what the Sims say. And now we will bring in our great guests, one of the very, very hardworking, talented people behind the scenes that makes Out of the Park Baseball 25 what it is. Richard Grisham joining us right now on FT Live, a friend of mine who obviously has a big smile on his face, works for the crew behind the scenes here. Do you want to say what your job is? Because I would call you, super utility man behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's better than any description I could give, because when you work in a small business unit, you got to do 100 things. So
Yep.
I'm just the guy who tries to help bring it all together and get Out of the Park baseball shipped every year.
I love that. So the first thing before we dive in, we have a request from some fans. They want to see some of this posted. So can we do that?
Let's do
Richard,
it.
can we do that?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool. They want to see it. We'll tweet it out or something like that, whether it's you guys or us. We'll put that out there because they want to see it all. They're visual people. They want to see what this all looks like. But before we dive into the game, your reaction to any of the results that were spit out by the 1,000 Sims?
My reaction as a Mets fan is shock and delight that they've got, the Mets, I guess it must be the Edwin Diaz effect of him coming back, like sneaking into that third wild card. Because I'm telling you, Scott, I did not see that coming at all. That was my big takeaway. I'm like, ooh, we got a chance this year. We got a chance.
Yeah, they have him sneaking into a wild card. We've talked about the offense, and obviously spring training, it's looking different, but there is potential there for that Mets offense. Okay, let's get into the game here, Richard. Tell me the must-have information that we need for the next layer of this game.
Well, this is the 25th anniversary edition of Out of the Park Baseball. And it's hard enough to make a video game, much less to do it for 25 years in a row. And Scott, you've met Marcus, Marcus, he is the visionary behind this game. So kudos to him. And by the way, today is Marcus's birthday as well. So 25 years of baseball strategy. Out of the Park Baseball is a strategy game, right? It's not about your stick skills. It's not about how quickly you can press a button. It's all about, can you build a team? And when we say build a team, we really mean that, right? Out of the Park Baseball gives you the opportunity to draft, to scout, domestically, internationally, to sign free agents, to make trades. You're managing not just the major league club, you're managing, the entire roster from the minor leagues, AAA, all the way down to the single A's and all of that. And so it's really just the kind of game that so many different people like to play in so many different ways. And one of the things that we try to do every single year is make sure that everything that's going on in the real world of baseball is happening in Out of the Park Baseball. So this year, for example, we added a brand new player development lab. So, in the off season, if you want to send your top 6 prospects, over to Driveline and have your pitchers work on their velocity, or have your hitters work on their contact, or try to get better at bunting, or try to add a third or a fourth pitch for your pitcher, you can do that. Now, you're not guaranteed, because in the real world, you're not guaranteed either. But you definitely have even more of an ability to try to influence how your prospects develop. So that's a big deal this year. We also, this is a particular, just a jewel, I think, that we have. We have a brand new partnership with the National Baseball Hall of Fame. I mean, to me, this is almost the most logical partnership of all time. You take a game like Out of the Park Baseball, which has not only 2024, but the entire history of baseball in it. You can literally go back in time and play any team from any season. Every player, every team is in there. Now we have the Baseball Hall of Fame, a partnership. So all year long, we're going to be unveiling really cool, almost like exhibits of National Baseball Hall of Fame artifacts and plaques and things like that. That's going to be a really good time. We've also completely rebuilt the player ratings. So Scott, how in-depth Out of the Park Baseball player ratings were. Well, we've added even more. For example, Kratz will love that we have a new catcher framing rating, which obviously significantly improves your ability to understand how helpful a particular catcher can be. And we've also expanded the ratings themselves to give even more nuance to how well a player can develop in a certain area. So this has a really big impact on the game. I could go on and on. There's also a couple of new international leagues. We have the Honkbal Hoofdklasse from Netherlands, which is fun. And we have the British Baseball Foundation, as well as the KBO. So not only can you play out your Major League Baseball dreams, you can also go to Europe or go to Asia, and it's all real, it's all licensed, and we're just so excited. I mean, we are beyond excited for this year, for the 25th anniversary of Out of the Park Baseball.
He nailed it.
Yeah, and there's one thing you didn't bring up, though. You could play baseball from the late 1800s through today. Every single team, player, and organization ever in MLB. You can be Babe Ruth if you wanted to be on here.
Absolutely, you can keep Babe Ruth on the Red Sox if you want to. You can do anything you want to, right? Like you can build an sort of a dream team from way back, or any time period, anytime. It's really incredible. And one of the cool things is you can make it challenging for yourself, or if you just want to press a couple buttons and make it easy, you can do that too. We want to make sure that everybody can have fun living out their dreams, whatever those dreams might look like.
Well, you nailed it. There's a lot of love in the chat. People asking for all kinds of links. We'll post those. Obviously, it's going on right now. You can go grab the game, 30% off just for a week. So get after it. Richard, congratulations on launch day. Appreciate it. Literally everything I had on my list. You nailed it. Almost like, he works for them or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And is waiting for this day for a long time. So congrats on the launch and the 25th anniversary. It is OOTP 25 because the game is 25 years old. Sometimes people are like, why isn't it 24? No, it's 25 because they're going by year. So There you go. Richard, thank you so much. Great talking to you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. You guys are the best. Love Foul Territory. Congratulations on launching your second incredible year. It's been amazing to watch what you guys do. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And definitely we look forward to talking to you throughout the season. Obviously, the Out of the Park Baseball fam is a very dedicated community. So we did a little event last year, and hopefully we'll be able to line something like that up again. Out of the Park Baseball 25 is available right now. And yes, we'll post a link on Twitter for you that you can grab 30% off the retail price. Start now. Some people were like, should put or I guess that's in our chat, little FT team together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
That'd be good.
Video games.
Kratz would be batting last.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.